Welcome back to the No Pun Intended podcast. It is week 8 of the NFL. We've got a few things to get into, but I guess we just ripped the Band-Aid off. Scotty, he's had the perfect week. 3-0 in his picks, got the touchdown and hit the prop. Look, someone had to do it at some point, and we all hate that it was you, but how'd you do it, mate? How'd you do it?
I don't know, just put in the work, blood, sweat, and tears, and then
shut the hell up.
No, very happy with the week. Smoking the pipe as well, I would say. I'm pretty happy with the work, so won't be like that every week. I'm sure I'll be back to reality this week, but yeah, very, very happy with it.
How'd the Ghost League go, Scotty?
How the what?
How'd the Ghost League go?
Yeah, not so well.
We'll get to that. We'll bring him down somehow. Dan, you got the wax strip ready, mate. Your call of the segment is over. That reign is over.
Look, left on an absolute low. One touchdown loss, which was rough. But don't have the strip on me. But I'll definitely do it. Don't stress. I'll send that video through.
Yeah, we got to hold you to it.
Nah, 100%.
Bex, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. It's been a positive week for once. I've been a couple of weeks since. But yeah, it's been okay. Good week overall in terms of just so much sport on, and like spring carnival and everything. It's just a good time of the year.
There's a fair bit to keep up with. Or someone said Scotty knows ball. Oh, that stuffs the thing up, but no, he doesn't. Tom, how are you, mate?
Jeez, yeah, good, mate. It was a flattener from Bex. Nearly fell off my chair. How boring he was. No, mate, I'm good. It's the start of the Pun Olympics. So we had Derby Day yesterday, which usually can be a bit of a strip out, but got up. So day one of the 4-day carnival is okay. So we've got Cup Day coming up, which is usually pretty junk, but obviously the Cup's the good fun one to bet on. So all good.
Yeah. We'll move on quickly. We've got a lot to get through today, and we're already running a bit late. So we'll go Sports Deck very briefly. We were just looking before. Quite a few of the boys had good weeks. I'll get that up quickly down here. I think Dan's continued. You've been going very well, almost top 100. I had a decent week. I think I halved my rank with that. Bex and Scotty not so much, and I think Tom's deleted the app. So
no, I got 405. I just looked, so that's better than
get in the group then.
Yeah, get in the group.
Yeah, 405 not bad.
Better than the Call of Duty.
Yeah, I know. What the hell is that?
We'll look at your team, Dan, because I think you're actually going all right. So
this is the benchmark, mate.
Yeah, you're the best hope of any decent finish in this bloody game. But what did you do this week, mate? What are you thinking about?
Well, I think Brees was an easy trade. Shame on him. He was looking really, really, really good. Was going to hold him all year, but going to have to get rid of him. So went Brees to Dalvin. I would have loved Derek, but he was like an extra $5 million. Yeah, just too much. So I went Dalvin. So I had that all set, ready to go, and then Jamar goes on IR. So he's out 4 to 6 or whatever it is, but I don't know if Ben was going to put him on there, which is annoying as well. So had to make another trade. So I went Jamar to JJ. So that's where I'm at the moment, and that's all I'm running with this week. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Paddy and Allen, do they play the same time or not?
No, Josh Allen's done his already. He's already done his bye. So
no, I mean for captain.
Paddy's got a bye. Chiefs
yeah, he's on a bye now too. All right, we'll go to Bex.
Do you know the schedule?
No, I don't. What are you doing, Bex?
Bit of an iffy week last week because I had Tyreek Hill as captain in place of Josh Allen, and that didn't go too great. But okay week so far. Lamar had a better game. I've done chased a cup. Hall to Brian Robinson, and then a bit of a weird one. I've done the Chargers out for the Philly Eagles defense, who weren't massively expensive, but they're off by. They got a good defense. I actually just traded for someone. I can't remember who it was. They made a trade.
Quinn, wasn't it? Robert Quinn.
Yeah, from the Bears. And they've got a really good fixture coming up, so I'm hoping I can basically field them every week and not have to worry about it because the Jags are sort of falling off a little bit, and the Chargers are absolute garbage.
Yeah, good call.
Fair enough. And Bam, what are you doing this week, mate? You're not going.
Yeah, well, I got the Bills boys back. Like I got the Gabe Davis Diggs and
Yeah,
JA, so they're
David.
back. I did my trades 5 minutes ago. I think I was telling you boys I got in Kenneth Walker, I brought him in, and then I've got in Cooper Cup. So those are my changes for this week. Ride the
Yeah.
Bills.
2 weeks
Kenneth
too late on
about
Kenneth.
$7 million more than we all paid, but that's
Yeah,
all right.
I know. What a wow.
He's a pod, boys.
Tom,
He's a
you know,
pod.
you still playing?
No, I don't know. I don't know what my team is. So
Well, I did just same as Beck's 2 trades, chased a cup, hauled a B Rob, and then I did Herbert out for Hertz. So off his buy, Herbert
Ooh.
hasn't been too good this year.
How much is Herbert? Has he gone down in price a lot?
15? So it cost me a little
Not
bit to
that
get
bad.
Hertz,
Yeah,
but
not too bad.
3
hopefully-
mil,
Yeah,
Cake's
the rib
schedule-
injury wasn't too bad with him in the end.
Yeah.
Didn't kill him.
plus Keenan's been out, and even so, he's probably over the hill. I don't know. They haven't looked that good.
Yeah.
They just can't piece it together. So anyway, jumping on the Hertz, could have gone someone else as well. I was thinking Joey B, but with no chase, so I might have just avoid that. So, yep, that's what I'm doing there. All right, we'll now go to how the Goats League went last week. Well, I guess we'll get out of the way, Scotty. What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's a bit of a disgrace, isn't it? Disgusting.
78, and you lose
like I
to
had,
79.
4 plays and under 3, so yeah, it wasn't good. No excuses there, but yeah, disgusting week. Yeah, can't say much more about it. Yuck.
he had 3 donuts and a 1.7.
Yeah, well, I still don't know if Doobs played. I don't know. I can't really tell from his score, to be honest.
He did play.
0 for 4. Yeah, Dicko, I don't know. I didn't know he had this in him. I think I might have told him it last year. He took his players off for the last game, so he
Good on
couldn't
Smart
cop the negative point loss. But it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I think he would have scored like 90 odd if he left them on. But yeah, big loss. Bex, comfortable in the end.
Yep, too easy. Back on top. The only worry is Matty Ryan getting dumped. He's been absolutely trash all year. So that hurts. Njoku out injured as well, but I got it coming back off by, so I can cover that. The team's looking pretty good and up on top of the ladder.
Yeah, it's pretty decent team, pretty deep too. So, he got 20 from the Titans that week. Tom, pretty big loss here. Not much you can do about that though, with that type of score that Bunkle put up.
Yeah, and that was the week with the Bills bye. So, I was never going to beat a 178 without JA and Diggs. So yeah, no, he was pretty good. The old Bunks. He had Josh Jacobs who absolutely cooked and Jones as well. So
Yep.
and Fields probably had his best game of the year.
Yes.
That was really good.
Me and Dan played.
Hey, on toilet bowl.
Alive. Hey mate, don't call me the toilet. I'm got 3 W's.
Yeah,
I'm one
exactly.
game out of the playoffs. You're down in the dunny.
Join
No, mate. I think Jules is on his way there. Pretty average matchup, to be honest. Look, Eckler carried me, who's on bye for me this week. So he's early doors. I was regretting picking him at like 6, but he's been really good the last month. So happy with him. And look, beating you doesn't really surprise me, but my team's still not that flash, to be honest. So we'll see what happens. No, yours is worse. Thankfully, yours is worse. So I don't know what's the punishment, boys. We got to put something. If Dan, look, it's still 10
I'm not
games
going
left,
winless.
or
I'm not going winless.
kind of like
let's be
8
real.
because of playoffs. So, well, if you do,
If
there
I
has to
do,
be
okay, fine.
punishment.
What do you want?
It has to be. I don't know. I'm open to the floor. There has to be
I
something
won't,
though.
but it won't. I won't. There's no way. I'm scoring so much better, but I'm happy to hear it.
Shave
Go
one
for it.
eyebrow.
Oh no. Yeah, sure. I can do that. That's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I can do that.
No,
That's fine.
okay. Again, we can clip that.
That's easy. Done.
The standings
Shave an eyebrow.
look like this. It's pretty it is pretty tight. There's 4 teams, 5 and 2.
Yeah, there's like one game from 1st to 7th. Very tight.
Exactly. So like I could be in the playoffs if I get a win this week, which we'll see the matchup in a sec. But yeah, it's pretty tight. Obviously, matchup dependent every week what you score, who your opponent is. That's the beauty of it. So we'll look at this week's.
Top 6 is
I've
finals,
got-
isn't it?
Yeah, top
Yes.
6. I mean, top 2
yeah,
get a
for-
bye.
For 12 team now. We used to be obviously 10 team, but adding Dicko indoors. I still don't know why I did. I got Dicko this week.
Here we
The
go.
man hasn't changed his team. I still look. There's still Lazard there and no defense. So I'm not telling him. And look, it's up to you boys if you want to tell him. But look, his team, it was going pretty well, and then I don't know. I think he lost a couple decent players, and I don't know. JJ was carrying him. Nick Chubb obviously had a massive start of the year, but like Russ and Mac, I'm not too worried about his quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Waller's been questionable for a few weeks. Like, I think I can get the win here. Obviously, just need a couple of players to go off. Scotty, what do you got? You got Wino. Wino's team's going pretty well. He actually got a loss last week, but I still think his team's pretty decent. You confident, or you still got Zeke there,
not
mate?
really.
Who's
Scored
playing for
well.
Zeke?
Zeke's out. Yeah, so I think I'm going to switch him with AJ Dillon. I've got
yeah.
Cooper and Hurts, which is good, but then the rest of the team, not too sure about. Andrews obviously has been in injury trouble, might be out next week, which isn't good. And then he started off with Evans 18 and
Is
then
that
good 13.
Paris
so,
Campbell?
yep,
It
He's been
is.
good,
Playing for this
actually,
week.
though.
Yeah, he's
What?
He's actually been good.
the worry is different quarterback now.
Changing
So.
QB.
Yeah, Ellinger.
Yeah, I'm just going to risk with him. I
He's
don't
got the
have anyone
Heineken
else.
as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
I'm rather. I've got Tannehill, who's out injured, I think. So I've got to rather Hunter, but we'll see how we go.
Don't call him the
Tom,
Heineken.
you got the Bills boys back, and the projector just shoots up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But
Pretty
then Luke here has Amon Ra back, which is pretty big and a good matchup. Brady and Fournette were looking pretty iffy for part of the game, and they sort of got a few late to
Decent
get
score
some
in the
points
end.
there.
Junked
So
it.
look again, it's pretty much the Bills or bust, as you said. So they've got
Say
the
it every
Packers at home. So I'm pretty confident with that. It's just my running backs are just flat out disgraceful. Like I've got 2 running backs and one of them's Jamal Williams. Like that just makes me want to vomit.
Well, Trav's got the work
Yeah.
now, so it's Trav.
Yeah. So
Take now,
yeah,
so-
Yeah,
exactly.
it's going to be good.
Exactly.
Swift's back
So,
this week.
so that's
Hurts.
good. Yeah, exactly. Swift being back hurts as well. So it's got nothing on the bench, man. It's just a complete joke. So yeah, here's hoping.
And then this week it's Bex versus Dan, so hopefully Bex can keep the streak alive. Should do it pretty
Yeah,
easily.
I mean, Dan's team
Vex.
isn't that terrible.
Yeah.
But good
Mate,
stuff from
I'm
Lamar
not even
helps.
making excuses. Bex, if you don't win this, your team is a disgrace.
Look, it's
I'm
top
telling
of
you
the
right
ladder
now.
versus bottom of the ladder. I got to
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, I'm going into every game not like no chance whatsoever. So any win I get, I'm quite happy with. So
I have gone the absolute scattergun approach with my QB2 now that Matty Ice is done. So I got Dalton, I got Ellinger, I got Pickett. I have no idea if any
geez.
of them are actually going to be useful, but I'm hoping one of them turns out okay. Dalton, I think, can actually score well, but
he was
could
actually
be
right.
benched
He's
for
got like
Winston at
29
any
last
point.
week.
Yeah,
4 touchdowns.
just because
you
like
could
the
grab
one,
Malik as well. He's on the
Yeah, I
waiver, I
could.
think.
it's just a 1 week thing, so I think I'll just
was-
feel Dalton and hope Ellinger turns out okay.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up later because I think someone's got Kamara for one of the picks, but he might get traded. So he could be good, Dan, if he goes to like maybe the Bills or something have been talked about, but because right now he hasn't done too much this year really. He hasn't
Nah.
looked himself, but it's been a bit of a shit show
Yeah,
really.
so-
So
Dan has Kamara, which will come up later.
all right, let's move on to this week. So we have to look at last week's picks, and before we do, I actually am going to play the video of Dan's segment last week, just to fire you up as well, you know.
Just to get on the board. I'm confident in this. I'm not going dick cutting off confident, but I'm willing to wax strip my leg, my hairy leg, if this doesn't hit. Gone.
Hold him to it.
I just want to say, Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs can go burn in hell.
Do it.
Raiders fucking cooked that game, and Josh Jacobs ran for 3 fucking touchdowns. Like, get fucked. But fair play.
Anyway.
It is what it is.
That segment's done, but we got a new one actually coming up later. So, in regards to the picks, wasn't the greatest week from a lot of us. Obviously, Scotty, we've already gone through that at the start.
Yeah.
He's 3-0, so he is in the positives now. So, got to keep that going, mate.
Yeah, I think
Some
that was
green.
good. But the best one I enjoyed was seeing the Colts. back against them. I knew those things. 13-0
Should've got that
in the
clip.
first half.
Oh, yeah,
Just love seeing that team stink. Nothing brings me more joy. Now Ice is gone. It's just the cherry on the top. Ice getting kicked out this week. Matty Ice.
I think I noticed you have taken a lot of points this year, like, plus the points for a lot of teams, and it's been working. So
I think
it
the
always
record.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, the record's 44-22. Is it
60%.
home? Is it home
dog?
something like that?
Probably.
It's
Yeah.
a made-up number. That's
The
just
old
a
60%.
made-up
Actually, no. Actually, I know what it was. I know what it is.
Is it 60%?
was
Scotty?
60%.
66% of the time.
No, it's 44-22 for underdogs that were more than a field goal. Their line.
Gold.
I think. That's what
Yeah.
it was.
Okay. Yeah. So getting quite a few points. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's been working. Fair enough. You see, like my
Yeah.
picks, Ravens, Bucks, they couldn't cover the decent lines.
Oh, yuck. Yeah.
But
Bucks
anyway.
couldn't even win.
Yes, correct.
Bucks were a joke.
They were what,
Massive disgrace.
28 points away from that. So
Mhm.
Thursday night football though, we did actually tweet some picks up of this. So I was trying to get the TikTok working, couldn't get it going, but I did tweet the picks in the end, and we went 2-1. So pretty unlucky with the points line. Has it come up yet for you boys?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
up. It's up. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Mine always
Yeah,
loads.
just that 2-minute drill saved us on the 4-net overs, but then killed us with the last-minute touchdown.
Yeah,
Go over.
so we
It
sort
is what
of
it
got
is.
one, but lost one. But for this week, though, we've got quite a few weird. Like we got 3 half-point lines, and then 3 really big, decent lines, like 9-10 points as well. So, anything stick out to anyone they want to talk about?
It's just the total points. There's just none over 50. They're all 49.
They're going
and a half
lowers
or
and
lower.
lowers. Yeah.
So there's
I think
Except
one-
one. Yeah, the Fins one. Yeah.
Just yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, there's one there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think any Lions game is going to be up in near the 50s anyway. So.
I just want to keep an eye on the powerhouse divisional matchup between the Panthers and the Falcons. When it
Some of
leads
these
the division.
divisions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sadly,
Some
we
of
wouldn't have
these
said that at the
divisions-
start of the year.
I wouldn't have said it last week. Imagine even last week the Panthers. It was like they're going to be the worst team in the comp, and now they've like got a chance to be to lead their division.
Yep. Crazy.
NFC division leaders, Eagles, like probably saw that coming. I think most of us
Yeah.
had them.
Yep.
Falcons, Seahawks, and Vikings. Like, come on.
Oh,
Denver
Vikings
picked
are
the
cool.
Vikings. Yeah, I know.
Thanks, mate.
No, I'll give you that for
But,
now.
but
Still
even
too
the
good.
Eagles one is close. Like the Giants.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't have picked the Giants as the ones to contend. You'd be the Cowboys as the threat.
But the Cowboys
Oh,
are
I
right
think the
there
Giants-
as well, though.
I think the Giants were the fourth, like the last favorite for it again, as they usually are.
Mm.
But all right, we'll get to this week's picks. So, firstly, where are we? Oh, we got Scottys Saturday night. Sorry, all over the shop.
It's time for
Scottys.
Presented by No One.
Alrighty.
Still
So the
can't
start
get a
this
sponsor.
week is going to be looking at teams with a win percentage of 40% or less facing a team with a win percentage of 60% or higher in game 8 or later. Just 159 and 187 and 11 draws in against the spread in the last decade. So pretty much what they're making is the saying by, I guess, game 8 of the schedule in the NFL, you kind of know which teams are good, which ones are bad. And it kind of reflects it. So the higher teams that start showing their worth start beating out in these big lines, while the poorer teams start missing out on them. So we're looking at 2 matchups this week. So we've obviously got the Bears and Cowboys at the Cowboys, and then we've got the Steelers at the Eagles, which I've got a bet on, and I'll talk a bit more later. But by this time, we're trying to figure out teams who are struggling a bit. Even with we talk about Pittsburgh, they're starting to. Obviously, the Steelers are putting out Pickett as their quarterback. They're starting to fill him out, see how things are working, that type of stuff. Well, the kind of teams that are contending are really getting in stride, can really, like the Eagles, Cowboys, that type of stuff, even filling out with Fields and stuff, all those systems. So I think as it goes further and further on, you know which teams are kind of showing a good track record, like the Cowboys and Eagles, and which ones are kind of stinking and looking forward to it next year and even taking a bit. So I think as it comes up later and later in the season, I think game 8's pretty good point halfway through the season to start looking at those teams who are really doing really well, and then they're more likely to cover the spread.
Nice.
Well, you're laughing, Dan.
Sometimes I like to set a timer on the side here just to see how it goes. Well.
It's a bit different. Normally, stats are all on these underdogs. He's gone for the
He's a
heavy.
good
He's
stat.
gone for
I
the
like that.
favorites,
Yeah.
the big faves.
I
Yeah,
like
Big
it.
faves. Yeah.
Don't mind it. A bit of change up. Do I see some over-unders here?
A lot of our picks are weird this week, but why not?
Yeah,
Like,
I
a couple
like
of them been
this.
working. Scotty's last week we saw halftime line was working. That got over the line. So I'm going back to the total points. Giants and the Seahawks. We've got no one on offense right now. And to be fair, we haven't all year, but we don't score a lot of points either. I think I looked this line, particular 44.5 in Giants games has gone under 6 of the 7. And I know we are playing the Seahawks, who probably most of their games have gone over this. But I think our defense has been really good this year. It's like a top 8 to 10 defense. And I just think we're not going to score many points because we just don't have much on offense right now. And I think we can hold the Seahawks, to a lot lower total than they used to. So, I'll go under the score for this one. Tom's going under in a different game. What do you see here, mate?
I just think these are two pretty poor teams. I know earlier in the year I did the same type of thing with two poor teams, and two poor teams that can, I feel like, go one or the other way. The defense is crap or the offense. Falcons really running the ball, so they were down like by, I don't know, heaps of points last week, and they kept running the ball as well. So I feel like this game's just going to be drawn out a little bit. The Falcons last week, they scored 17 points in the second quarter and scored 0 points for the remaining 3 quarters. And also I think the Panthers last week, I don't know what the hell that game was. I'm pretty happy to be under whatever game they're going to be on, just for the next few weeks as whatever happens with that team. Pretty happy to take the 41.5. As we know, the unders have all been pretty much hitting a lot higher this year than previous. So yeah, pretty happy to get on this game.
Yep, and Dan, back to the well with our boys.
It's just simple. I'm sick of the disrespect. What are bookies thinking? Like, seriously, these are okay, I get it. We're playing on the road and everything like this. I took the 3.5 against the Jags. Give it to me against the fucking Seahawks. Are you kidding me? Put some respect on this Giants team. And to take back on what you said, you've taken the under. So in saying that, it's going to be a tight, close game. I think it'll be, defense first for the Giants boys. We'll probably chuck in maybe a couple TDs. And if we lose this game, which I don't see us doing, I wish I could take money lines here, but happy to take the Giants at the spread here. I don't think the Seahawks are as good. They did pull off a good win against the Chargers, but mate, you can't back against the Giants at the moment. You just can't. They've covered 6 games. So I'm happy to go back to the well.
Fair enough. Scotty, going with the second half this time, mate, not the first half.
Yeah, no, I was tempted. But no, the Bills, in terms of that, the Packers are 0-7 in their second half spread so far, so they just suck in the second half. JA is really good, and the Bills as well. So I think JA in the last 10 games is a double-digit favorite, has failed to cover just once. And then in terms of the second half, he's done that 10-1 to 91% against the spread in the second half line. And the Buffalo's defense in those last 11 games, where they've had a double-digit favorite things, have only allowed 4 points per second half in those games. So I'm looking at a team that's really coming off a bye as well. I don't think they're going to be tired. They'll be able to run out of the game really well. Packers look pretty crap. Not really good in the second half. So I'm looking forward to the Bills steaming home here.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. And Beck's just going over the whole game.
Yeah, the Bills are just really, really good. They've got most yards and the second most points on offense, the least yards and least points on defense. So both sides of the ball. Lazard's out as the Packers wide receiver 1. He scored 4 of their 11 receiving touchdowns this year. So that sort of forces them more into the run game. And the Bills have the best rush defense. They're only 15 yards less than the second best defense. And then the Bills' 2 home games this year, 41-7 versus the Titans, 38-3 versus the Steelers. 2 absolute blowouts. So expecting a third one here.
Fair enough. The second picks, finally mine switched. I was tempted to go the overs in this game. I think it's 38.5. It's quite low, which, look, it's fair enough. Malik Willis is starting this game. For his first start, there's a lot of new quarterbacks around the league at the moment, but I've gone with just the Texans. The Titans beating their team total, which is 19.5 against the Texans. So, look, I think they're just going to run the crap out of the ball with Malik and Derrick Henry, and I think they can score 3 touchdowns in this game, whether it could even be 2 and a couple of field goals. And I wasn't too confident on the relying on the Texans as well to get the over, but I still do like the over as a pick, but I'm going to stick with just the Titans alone. I think Derrick's going to have a massive day against, I'm pretty sure, the worst rush defense in the league. So Going with that, Tom, you got the Lions.
Yeah, I don't mind this one. Yep. Scotty's just sent a message. Look
he's
on
crashed.
the camera.
Look at him, he's frozen.
he's
Look at him. I guess everything's not perfect, dickhead. Hey, Scotty, look at the camera for me.
Speak if you have a brain, Scott. No. So
He's gone.
and he's left there. I don't think it's Debbie. No, so yeah, it turns this game here. I think Lions last week against Cowboys. That game was really weird. Did anyone see the end of it? Jared Goff had about three turnovers.
Oh yeah.
It was the last
fumbles or
the last four possessions were fumble, intercept, fumble from the Lions.
Yeah. So they were sort of in that game. They were there. They were without Amon Ra and Swift. So both of them come back. Finns, they've been up and down. I definitely think the Finns can win this, but taking the 4.5 at home, again, riding on that sort of home dog type of scenario, taking the points. Pretty happy to take this. Again, it can be pretty iffy. Goff is such a funny player. Like, he can either be an absolute superstar, and we've seen that in fantasy. If you have him, like, he can put up like 25, 30 points, or like last week he had 0. So, hey, here he is. Oh, numbnuts. There we go. That's why. Yeah, so that's why I'm taking the Lions.
Fair enough, Dan. The Pats.
Like that.
It's a bit of a weird one with the Jets game. That's just
yes. So I'm basing this one on Belichick just owns the Jets. He always has, and after an embarrassing sort of performance against the Bears, I think Belichick will send the boys in. I just think that Bears game was really weird. They were tossing between QBs. Nothing was really set. So I think he'll go into this game with a proper game plan. The Jets have a few injuries as well. Breece Hall is massive for them. He was so big for that offense. And I just think this will just be it'll be a tight game. I think it'll be defense for defense, but I just think depending on who Belichick plays, which I hope is Zappy, because I think he's just really outplayed Mac Jones at the moment. I think the Patriots covered this quite well. So I'm happy to back Bill against the Jets here. Nice and easy.
Scotty, back to the first half here, mate. This market, mate, is just getting a workout.
Yeah, I'll talk about it. I almost did, but yeah. Eagles are really good in the first half. So I think they're 6-0 against the spread so far. So they've had the bye as well. They come out really strong. So in terms of how they rank first in rushing success rate in the first half, third overall offense, and first in defense. So they come out really strong. In terms of it, the thing that makes them do this is their second quarters. So Philadelphia averages 18 points per game in the second quarter, which is 6 more than any other team in the NFL. In these second quarters, I think they're 5-1 so far. At home, they usually win these. They've done 3 games at home. They've won the second quarter by 15.66 so far, and overall they won it by 17.6. So those second quarters are really, even if they come out a bit sluggish, the first one, they usually clean it up then. So I'm looking for the Eagles to really start really well. And then even if you like the second quarter, that's another thing you can go for as well. But I'm going for the first half.
Fair enough. And Bex, the Titans, think they get this done?
Yeah, so big question mark is Tannehill out, Malik Willis in. But I think in terms of just this matchup, it works well. So the Texans have a horrible run defense. They concede 165 rushing yards per game. And while Malik as a passer has a lot of question marks, he's very raw. As a rusher, he is very, very good. So he averaged 67 yards per game in his 13 college games last year. And then we've seen with some of the other rushing QBs like Lamar, Hurts, how much the threat of them rushing opens up lanes for the running back. So Derrick Henry can absolutely feast here with Malik sort of running option plays, whether he hands it off or runs himself, and gashing this Texans run defense. So I think they can win even with Malik at quarterback, and their defense should be able to hold the Texans, who have a pretty poor offense, to not too much.
Yeah. Titans defense still the same, so yeah, I reckon they hold them quite well.
Yeah, no worries. And then for the locks, which
we haven't been lock over under this year. Shit, okay.
Mate, look at my picks. Not a single just team spread this week.
I like this.
I'm going
I
rogue.
like the change.
Got to mix it up because everything else is being bad.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So look, well,
you've been asking for else.
Scotty said it pretty well. The Eagles, they start well. I expect it to happen in this game, and then they tend to just fade out in the second half. We'll kind of just manage the clock and run out the game. So I'm hoping they get up early. That happens. Steelers, look, they're through a transitional phase with Kenny Pickett. So look, it's a big line too. I just think I actually like the Steelers lines. It's kind of just keep it kind of close. Philly get up early and then run out the game like they have in the second halves mostly this year. So expecting like a sort of 24 bloody 6 win or something like that, and easily get the under here. Maybe Steelers score a touchdown. I can afford one there as well. So I like the under here in this game. Can't really say much more else about it. Philly's defense has also been really, really good. So the Bills is your lock, Tom. So pretty much agree with what Beck said before. I think it's going to be a bit of a rout.
Yeah, I just reckon taking the Bills at home, whatever the line is just a good bet, regardless, especially against teams that are performing pretty poorly. That crowd, they can get on top pretty early, put you away sort of like, 14-0 in the first quarter, sort of halfway through the second, and then they just slow it down as Scotty was saying in the second half. I reckon not many teams have scored in the second half. So pretty happy to take this 10.5. Pretty keen just to make them a bet every single week at home. Whatever line they get.
Bills Mafia, mate. Bills Mafia.
Mate, they're like the only good team in the league.
Yeah, I know. They'd be really short for the Super Bowl now. They like probably $4 or something stupid.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what they are, but who would be the second
else you
best?
picking?
I think it's sort of them, and then a teardrop, and then Eagles and Chiefs, and then another teardrop.
Yeah.
They're just so well rounded. If they get Kamara or something, it'd be just stupid. Niners Rams down. I feel like teams are playing each other like pretty common. Obviously, they're in the same division, but they play again as they did recently. CMC obviously on the Niners this time, and you're going with them.
I am going with them. I know Rams coming off a bye, which would probably help them get a little bit healthy, but still doesn't change how shit they have been this year. Coming off, that sort of Super Bowl hangover and how racist Matthew Stafford is. I think the Niners, just run the ball quite well. And Shanahan's owned McVay in this matchup. So it's a lot of sort of also last week where the Niners were actually quite good against the Chiefs, but I just think they were trying to force too much of CMC into their offense too early. Now they've had a bit of time to get him sort of integrated into there. And I think they'll win this one but that's all I need. So I think the Rams are just not that team this year. So I'm happy to take the Niners here, especially with Shanahan's record against McVay.
Yeah, week with CMC, they could have some really tricky things cooked up. Scotty, the Cardinals, and before you say anything,
I was going to say,
Adam's got a bit of a comment.
I was going to say,
I don't know about this,
MW2's out, mate, this weekend.
I don't know about this, Scotty. This is a trap bet.
That's true. It's true.
This is a trap bet.
The lock, mate.
I know.
Tyler's out there just absolutely going double XP.
I know.
Unroll the sheet. Where's the stats? Give it to us.
Yeah, I got some stats. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone for it.
We know you do, but we don't need to say it.
The main thing is, we talk about. If you look into matchups, you look at the team so far. They probably look at a bit of a difference, but you look into the matchups. They obviously got Hopkins back, which has been massive. Last week he went off for 103. I think he had 14 targets and 10 receptions. So he doesn't have any rush showing from when he came back last week. So in terms of his effect on the team, I think the points per game goes up by nearly 8 points per game. So 20 without to nearly 28 with. I think the percentage winning goes up as well. So against the spread winning goes up nearly 10% as well. And then you look at the matchup. So the Vikings D so far are 32nd worst against wide receiver 1. So you're expecting Hopkins to go off as well. They're also last against tight ends. So Ertz and Hopkins are probably two of the main ones that can be dangers on offense for the Cardinals. So I'm looking at those two to go off. And then in terms of rushing yards, they're 8th most rushing yards. So that helps Kyler as well, who likes to rush. And then when we look on the defense things, the Cards have started to improve it. I talked about this trend probably 2 weeks ago. I think I had DK Metcalf under reception. So the Cards are really, really good against wide receiver 1. So they're best in the league against wide receiver 1s and 3rd best against wide receiver 2. So you're looking at Jefferson and obviously Thielen. If they can lock them down, I think they can go a big way to win the game. And then we talk about obviously Cousins as well. The Cards have got the 2nd highest blitz rate, and then Cousins' rating goes down from a 96 to a 68 rating when blitzed. So he really struggles on this. And then we just look at the fact that the Cards love playing on the road. So on the road under Cliff Kingsbury, they're 73% at covering the spread. And then at being a road dog under Cliff Kingsbury, they're at 83%. So they do really well. They've covered their last 8 as road dogs. And I think Kyler Murray also as the second best QB as a underdog since 2009 as well. So I usually don't really like the Cards, but I think this week they've got a good matchup, and I think the Vikings are a bit overrated. So I'm happy to go on the Cards.
Did you have a timer on that, Dan?
Yeah, that was 3 minutes.
That was longer than the
That was
stat.
good.
Yeah.
No, the stats
Yeah.
are good though.
The stats
Yeah,
are good. The stats are good.
I was good.
They've still got to
Always
play out. Still got to
That's
play
it.
out.
Game's got to be played.
Yeah, I couldn't put my trust in Kyler, but we'll see what his KD is this weekend. Bex going another under here. We like the unders.
Yeah,
this week.
so I'm feeling pretty confident about this one. So we know about the Cowboys defense. They've got the second least points per game at only 14.9, led by Micah Parsons. It's very good defense. But the Bears have been sneaky good on defense as well. They've got the sixth least points per game at only 18.9. So both of them under 20. And then both have been fairly weak offenses. So the Bears are the eighth least points per game at 18, and the Cowboys are the 11th least at 19.1. Again, both under 20. So both teams are both under 20 on both sides of the ball. We're getting well over 40 points here. And then they're also third and fourth least in passing yards, which plays into the second part of this. So the Cowboys have a great pass rush versus the Bears O-line, which is absolute trash. So they're not going to be able to do dropbacks. They're going to have to run the ball. And then if the Cowboys lead, they're 9.5-point favorites. They're going to start running the ball as well. And the Bears don't have a great rush defense, so they're sort of inclined to go that way. So both these teams I'm expecting to be rushing the ball, which just eats clock and takes out time from the game. And then finally, Zeke is doubtful. I don't think he's going to play, which might just hurt their rushing efficiency as well. Pollard's great as a change of pace back, get him in space, but as an every down back, it might just hurt his efficiency a little bit, doesn't come in quite as fresh. So I think there'll be a lot of rushing in this game, a lot of solid defense and not great offense, and hopefully both teams under 20.
Like it.
Nice. All right, boys. Let's see if we can head towards some positive records. Like Scotty, we can't have him in that position too much longer.
No.
Let's get to the touchdowns.
Wait. First of all, you said, what was the forfeit if I don't hit a win? What is the forfeit if Bexley doesn't hit a touchdown score? This is pathetic.
The curse is real. So Derek Henry had 30 carries, 128 yards. They won the game. Still no touchdown. The curse is real.
Bam, shave the
And
other.
I'm going to be using that to my advantage from now on. I'm going into the curse.
He can't shave anything on top. So what's the shave?
No, there's nothing to shave.
Josh Jacobs put me in the positives, and Scotty,
Easy.
he just continues to cook. So 6-1, mate. Still going strong.
Yeah,
especially with
like
Zeke.
a beach balls at the moment.
6
No,
straight.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Get the head
That's
like a
enough
beach
of
ball.
This week, one man we haven't seen here yet. The Stack. I don't think anyone's picked him this year. I swear, maybe early, like first couple of weeks. But I'm going to go him. Seattle rush defense isn't too great, and I think if we're going to score, it's going to be either him or Danny Dimes. To be honest, because as I said before, we have no one to throw to. That's pretty much what our game is at the moment. The run game, it's been very good recently. So I think Sack can get into the end zone in this one. Amon Ra, Tom, back. I think he was cleared about an hour ago that came through that he's going to play. So
pretty keen to take this one. I think he's just been a target machine, and especially a red zone target machine. What's he paying? I don't even know what he's actually paying.
Like 250, 260.
Yeah, he's $2.60. So
Yeah.
I definitely think he's going to get his chances. So at $2.60, happy to take that bet.
Derek, see if you can hit him this week, Dan.
I took this
Bex on him,
off
so
Bex. Yeah, and probably safe for his picks as well for the Titans. So I think I'll just save Derek the hassle. But this is probably like the shortest of short any times. But
that's
just
all
got to
right.
get on the board. But this one's quite simple. I think we all spoke about it. Using a disgusting rush defense, and with Malik running the QB, they'll just run a bit more. So I think Derek gets in for maybe 1, 2, or 5. So we'll see how we go.
Yeah,
2 or 5.
Yeah, I hope so.
$1.83 isn't that bad. It's actually not bad.
Oh,
I thought
actually,
it'd be
shit. Okay, fair
shorter.
enough.
So
Yeah,
that's not
bad,
bad. Tony Pollard, Scotty.
Yeah, well, I'm
The
thinking,
Cowboys.
Zeke's out this week. I assume so. So Tony Pollard, he's been really good, especially when Zeke's out. So I think last time he started, He ended up, I think it's week 15. He ended up having 90% of snaps, 2 touchdowns, 122 yards. So I think he'll take the opportunity. Obviously, going to have a good game script. I think that's 9.5-point favorites against the Bears as well, who are coming on a short break. I think the Bears are the only team, trail only the Browns and the Lions in rushing TDs allowed this season as well. So I think Tony taking over the lead role, I reckon he'll be able to sneak in for one.
Tony, first name basis. Kamara Bex.
Yep. So what I've done here is very complicated. I looked at Dan's team because I'm playing him this week, and I looked at the odds of all his players and I chose the shortest odds. So good luck, Dan. You're going to be playing without a Kamara TD this week.
Smart man.
I don't
The
mind
curse
that.
Smart
lives.
I don't
man.
mind that.
I like that. Very
I
smart.
like. I actually
Either
like
that or the
Vex.
curse gets broken. So it's all
Clever.
good.
Very clever.
It's the best thing you've done. You'll probably score now and you'll lose, but at least you get a
Probably.
pick. All right, we'll look at the props for this week now. Oh yeah, it's my screen hasn't loaded once again, but it should be up. This is just the thing we continue to cook at. Really, it's the only thing that. Look, 4 of us are in the positives.
Really?
Yeah, I know you. No, you're going up terribly.
Just
You
bullshit
went
last
back to
week.
the Garrett.
How many targets did he get? 4.
I think he went
And he
4,
caught all
yeah.
4.
4 or
Yeah,
5, I think.
bloody
Yeah.
hell. It's stuffed.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, whatever.
Eckler wasn't the greatest pick. I was going to go double Josh Jacobs, but then by the time I looked, Scotty had nabbed him. So look, excuses, but I'm 2 L's on the trot in this, so I need a winner this week. I think the rest got home pretty easily, didn't they? You know, Jacobs easily. Zay Jones, how many catches, Dan?
Nah, he had 10 targets for 4 catches. But
Yeah,
that's
okay.
a win.
You take it. And I don't remember what yards Pollard had, but I think it was pretty
Pollard
easy
had
in the end.
83 yards
Yeah,
and
so-
4 carries, so
he
easy.
cooked it.
He was
Yeah,
lucky.
take that. For this week, I've gone a little bit different. Not something I don't think we've ever done as a market, but rush attempts for Derek. I just think with Malik Willis coming in, and I know he is a running quarterback himself, but I think first start, you got to just hand the rock off to the man in this team and in this offense, and that's Derrick Henry. As I think Beck said before, he had 30 carries last week. I expect around that number again. I think 23.5. Look, it's not
Shit,
low.
that's
It's a
low.
decent line, but
Yeah.
for Derek, I think it's low. So I'll take that as opposed to his yards, which I think have crept up to like 105 now. Which look, I still think he probably hits 2, but I'd rather take the rushing attempts. So don't mind either market, but I'll go with this. Devonta Smith, the unders here, Tom. What's the reasoning there?
This one here, I just think in terms of so far this year, he had like that one huge game where he got like 170 yards. So I think he's only cleared it 3 times or so far this year. I think AJ Brown has just been an absolute monster. That's like their main man that they love to go to. Pittsburgh defense is actually not too bad either, especially in the secondary. So I'm actually pretty happy to take the under here. Yeah.
Yep, fair enough. And maybe they're playing to that thing as they get up early and just run the ball like they do
In
second
the
halves
second
a lot.
half.
Yep.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, Dan, has he cleared that smoke? I think his line's pretty low for him, but it is still a quarterback rushing line. So
Yeah. So the stat is for this one, he's cleared this in this past. So out of the last 6 games, he's cleared this 5 times. So, and I think against the Packers, I think with this game sort of kind of get blown out, this guy will just take the piss. He'll just, start hurdling people and doing whatever he wants. But to be fair, Packers' secondary defense is actually not the worst. So I think Bills will heavily run, especially with Josh. Their backs, Devin Singletary, Cook, all of them, they're just bums. So JA, I think, will run most of it. I reckon he'll break off for a couple of 20-yard runs, and that'll be nice and easy.
yeah, just need a couple of scrambles, decent yards.
That's it.
Seems to get at least one every week, so just need a
Then
couple.
to video game mode.
DJ Moore here, Scotty, the over.
Interesting one here.
Trust in the
Yeah.
PJ.
Yeah. PJ last week actually looked not too bad, and then he's playing the matchup this week's not too bad. I think I was looking at it earlier. The pressure rate from the Atlanta team's not that good, so that's usually a thing you look at when you have like a less experienced thing, so they struggle under pressure. So I think he'll be okay. I think last week he averaged 8.5 air yards per attempt, so he's going long, and he's looking for DJ Moore. So he was targeted 10 times last week. He had a 10% increase in route participation, and his target share was nearly 50%. because obviously they've got rid of McCaffrey and Anderson as
Got no
well.
one.
So, and there's two big key. I think it's Hayward and Terrell away from the Falcons secondary. So I'm looking for him to go big this week.
Yeah, AJ is a huge loss for them. He's one of the best cornerbacks in the league, and he'd be
Yeah.
the one on DJ Moore normally.
Yep.
I did
Hopefully
look
goes
at that.
big. I've got him in my flex. So Bex Mostert, I think he just runs.
Yeah, so
ragged.
he's really taken over the backfield from Chase Edmonds, which has hurt me badly as I've got quite a few Chase Edmonds shares. Yeah, so over the last 4 weeks, he's averaging 15.75 carries per game for 77.5 yards. So a little bit over this. He's been pretty consistent with that as well for the most part. And then he's just got a really good matchup this week versus the Lions, who have the second worst rush defense behind the Texans, averaging 163 yards per game rushing against the Lions. So I think he can get another 15 or so carries and have some decent efficiency while he's doing it.
Nice. Keep the form
Like it.
going, mate. 6-1. The only thing that
Got
you're
to cover the TD.
All right, new segment. Here we go, Dan. I'll play the intro. You let me know what you think, and then you explain it, mate. Because
I haven't seen it before.
Yeah, go for it.
look, it's just a clip.
Powering through the speed burst. One stick alley.
It's normally down into turn 5. It's Verstappen far enough back. He's going to make the lunge down the inside. Hamilton sees it.
Wade from behind takes it away. Chalmers, Cole, James.
A few highlights there, and I forgot to actually
what
click
is-
on the next page. But yeah, what are we doing here, Dan?
Give me that Max clip when he
Yeah.
passes Lewis.
Oh, I
that just
know.
gets
How
hype.
did
I was
that
like
feel,
watching
Scotty?
that.
Give me the
That
feels
yeah.
funny as a Hammer fan.
Smashing the headset.
Yeah.
So what are we doing, Dan? What are we doing here?
So we've changed it up here, boys. Obviously, the passing touchdowns weren't working, but they
Obviously.
do this little sports Equinox.
Equinox.
He can't even say it.
Can't even say it.
He can't
Can't
even
say it.
Equinox. I was just adding a little flair to it. Relax. Jeez.
Oh, yeah, right. You didn't know. How do you spell it?
You think I'm yeah, okay, spelling's rough, I'll give you that. But yeah,
What does
so
it mean?
obviously where they do it with like college football, MLB, all the different sort of sports, but with us being a few sort of different toes in different sports, Bex has his golf, F1, me, Benno, watch a bit of soccer and NBA, and Tom's got his I don't know what he watches anymore. NBA and NFL. So, and the horses and Scott's have made a bit of everything. So we thought we'd just put this in one leg from 5 different sports. Each of the boys will have a crack and see how we go here. Nothing too crazy, but a bit of value and everything. So we're going probably minimum $1.40 odds to just see if we can get something on the board here. So we've started off, Benno, and you've gone the NHL leg, mate. What do you like here?
Yeah, I was looking at tomorrow's matchups. I'm pretty sure that's just pretty easy. I think the Ducks or the Leafs have got the Ducks. So the Maple Leafs, they are away to the Anaheim Ducks, and the Ducks I think have won 1 game this year so far. And they're about 2 or 3 weeks into the season. So Maple Leafs have been a good team. They've struggled in the playoffs in recent history, but obviously that doesn't matter in the regular season. They're always a very good regular season team. So look, it is away from home, but they are the better team, so they should get this done.
Yeah.
Tom's gone an NFL leg this week.
Yeah, I know. I just have to, my record's that
Look,
great.
we'll
so why not-
switch it
why not-
up.
Why not just get me? Why not just get me to do NFL again? But yeah, it's Modern Warfare 2 came out, so Kyle's gonna have no idea what's going on. I think the Vikings are pretty good, so happy to take the money line.
Yeah,
like it. Dan's gone homer pick for the first one.
This is Scotty's team. He bleeds
Oh,
red.
Yeah, I played red.
Yeah, you played in the second, you dickhead. So United actually, this is like, bit biased, but I think United have been really, really good at home against a pretty piss poor West Ham team this year. West Ham have been really below average. I think we have had a few sort of injuries, but we rested a few boys in the Europa League earlier in the week. So I think we should come in here, win this quite comfortably. Hopefully a 2-0, 3-0 win. And should be a nice, easy dub for the boys here at $1.65.
Scotty, gone with the Nugs, mate.
I'm on the Nugs. I'm on your boys. Yeah, obviously versing the Lakers tomorrow. Played them not long ago. They won by 11 points. That's without Michael Porter Jr., who had a really nice game against the Jazz the other night. So yeah, I was thinking it'd be too good. All against the Lakers. Lakers suck. AD is doubtful as well. I think may play, may not play, but I think there's no chance. I'm going to go at anything with $1.50 against the Lakers at the moment, so I'm taking the Nugs.
Easy.
Fair enough. Yeah, I can't really disagree, of course. But yeah, the Lakers, I don't know what the hell's going on there. And Bex has got an F1 leg this
Yeah.
week. Pretty simple.
Max has just been dominant all year. 13 of 19 for equivalent of odds of $1.46 if that trend continues. But it hasn't really been continuing. If anything, it's been increasing. So he's won 7 of the last 8 as Ferrari sort of dropped off a little bit. The only other one was in Singapore where there's a fuel issue in qualifying and then working back through the pack had a couple issues. So he's been utterly dominant. None of those issues this week because he's on pole. So should be able to drive away.
Nice and easy for Max. Just quickly, we're doing these odds on 365. Got the early payouts for all these. So if you jump on those, we're backing it on those. So if United go 2-0 up and then lose, we're still counting that as a dub.
Or draw, whatever, yeah.
Yeah, we're just putting that out there. Just early payouts on Bet365, boys. So jump on those.
No worries.
Yeah, well, you're banned from everything. So
I'm coming straight from the dome. I'm coming straight from the dome.
From the holiday, the dome.
Yeah, the dome. Got some tan up in Sydney for a couple of days.
Oh,
there's no. So picks have been okay this week. All 8 picks made the cut, which is sort of a base want that you want from your picks. But got Gavin Green, who's currently in second place, 2 back at 46ers. He's top in approach and putting so far this week, and he played really well last night. The annoying thing was Smith was in trouble on 15. Hit a shot that was going way over the back of the green, but hit the flag stick and dropped, which was probably a 2 or 3 shot swing. But yeah, I think all eyes on Gavin Green overnight tonight. Hopefully he can pull that gap back. I do have 2 other sort of slimmer chances. I've got Eddie Pepperell here in 4th, 7 back, and in Bermuda I've got Justin Lower, 6 back in tied for 9th. So either of them are a slim chance, but the main hope is on Gavin Green here. Hopefully get us another dub.
Man doesn't miss, at least getting close to it. It's pretty good.
I thought it was Spieth. I don't know why. It's some bum tournament, but it's not it.
He's got the Spieth.
Jordan Spieth is playing in Portugal Masters, mate.
Had the quick look.
He's on a beach somewhere chilling.
Yeah, look.
Yeah. I actually like Jordan Spieth. I've backed him a few times this year, and he's gotten really close. But he's a bit of a choker. He hasn't won in 5 years, despite playing really, really well, especially over the last 12 months. So hopefully he gives us another little choke job here.
All right, and then we'll finish off with some horsey talk because that's where Tom is just going to prick his ears up. He's going to get excited here.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
That intro.
Maybe not about the picks, but here we got one. And then we did also sweet.
It was that's actually money. Like if you put $100 on each of those, you come up $50. So
yes,
that's a profitable day. That's the beauty of horse racing. So no, the boys went all right. If we look at our tips, In Secret, that was dominant by J-Mac. That man's just he's just money. Cinnamon, terrible, and then La Creek got crunched all the way into like $1.70 to jump, and just didn't really have much. They reckon probably looking for 2,000. So I think he's going back to New Zealand, and I reckon they want to come back out for the Cox Plate next year. So you can just wait and see with that one. The rest of the tips are pretty good. Like Scotty with Asforia in the last was pretty good, even though Zapateo was an absolute butcher job by William Buick, and I hope he actually gets absolutely hit by a car on the way out of Flemington. Absolutely prick. But anyway, Pungo was pretty disappointing, and Lost and Running actually was lame. So that was actually he was looking pretty good, but then just was lame there. So in terms of cup talk, do we have something for that?
I got that. Yep.
Sweet. Go boys.
Well, first we're just saying, if you weren't on Dover Legend or haven't got on that on the BetR promo, then you're an idiot. But so we all are on that. But we're going with a pick outside of that because obviously we're happy for that to win on the day. We'll be laughing.
But that's the obvious pick.
Yeah, exactly. But we've gone for something. I mean, every next pick is double digits. So I've gone for Luna Flair. I'll be honest, I don't know a hell of a lot about the horse and about this race. This race is a joke anyway. Let's be honest. I'm trying to pick something. I should have just picked Paddy, to be honest. But
it's such a fraud day.
It's like, how the hell are you going to really pick something? But it's run decently in its last couple starts. I think it was at Moonee Valley over 2,500. So
it has Francesco Guardi form.
Yes,
which
which
would probably be second favourite in this race, except they didn't nom and might be favourite for the Cup next year. So that's actually pretty good form there, Bennett.
Yeah. Thanks, mate, for backing me up. So, Dan's gone with the realm.
Yeah, I've gone with Realm of Flowers here. So it's forecasted a little bit of rain, and Realm of Flowers' record in wet is quite good. It's run this distance a few times already and done pretty well. And this horse is actually a little bit slept on. It's actually quite good. It's just not been that good quite lately, but this is the kind of track. If it suits it, it can do some damage. It's got a good sort of barrier, so I'm keen to see what it'll run in for me here.
And it's got the lightest weight as well. So running there with 50 kilos, especially in the wet, means late it should be traveling all right. So yeah, I like it as well. I'll back all you boys up.
Yeah. You speak. Without a fight, was second favourite initially after Loft got scratched, but now it's I think
it drifted a little bit. So I think Barrier Draw didn't help. So it's the Overseas Raider. So it's won the Silver Cup by 3.5 lengths and the Grand Cup by 1.8 lengths this year already, both over 2,800 meters roughly. So it really should handle the trip. It's sort of already proven itself that it can handle the trip. 17 career starts for 14 places, so it's pretty consistent, and then 7 wins in that as well. My main worry is the Barrier Draw. Stuck out at 18, there's a decent chance it gets caught 3 wide. But I think the underlying form is okay. He's an absolute gun. He showed it on the Zap. He was just looking for extra distance. He's got the extra distance here at 3,200. So no issues there.
Tom, we'll go with you then, I guess.
Yeah, easy. I think Smoking Rome is a good bet here. Won the Turnbull and won the Naturalism, and started $4 favourite in the Caulfield Cup. So I reckon it's one of those ones where starting $4 in a Caulfield Cup's pretty good starting price. And then as soon as it gets done, everyone goes, oh, well, stuff it, we're off. So I think it was sitting around 20. It's into about 17 now. So it's one of those classic bets that it'll get up and everyone will be like, oh, of course it did, but no one was on. Similar to like Very Elegant last year. Now, I'm not saying Smoking Rome is anywhere near Very Elegant's form, but Very Elegant had the Cox Plate, didn't run too well. Well, ran pretty well, actually. But then was about, I don't know, like $18, $19 on the day. So because incentivized was quite short. And so, yeah, I just think Smoking Rome is a good one. You got Jamie Carr, you got Kieran Maher, Dave Eustace as well. Neither of these two have won Melbourne Cups, but you would say that in some time in their life that both of them are going to win a Melbourne Cup. So pretty happy to take Smoking Romans here at about, I think you get about $19 at some bookies. So I'll definitely be jumping on that. Plus, I'll also give my first 4 out after Scotty's done his.
Yeah. Montefilia, Scotty.
It didn't look too bad. I think it had a pretty decent Caulfield Cup run. I think it ended up coming 4th. Was pretty classy. The only really distance, got a good barrier. The only thing is really the question around it is really the distance, but you won't know until you do it. So I think it's worth it. $11. I'm going to give it a crack. So I don't mind it too much.
Yeah, nice. Doesn't mind the heavy ground, I don't think either. So, all right, Tom, give it to us, mate. What are the tips? How many horses are you going?
Going 6 for the first four.
Okay.
And I'm pretty tempted just to leave out Deauville Legend, because if we've got the $10, if you've got the $10 at $101 odds, sort of doing some exotics around it can actually be all right. So, and also even doing like an exotic where Deauville Legend is second, because I guarantee you this thing will run second. So you sort of do second, 1 out, and then do a field, 1, 3, 4, but do your own thing. So the ones we've got, we're going with number 1, Gold Trip. We're then going to go number 3, Knight's Order. Then we're going number 9 with Stockman. Number 14 in Dakin Sweet Junior. Number 19, Smoking Romans, and number 24, Realm of Flowers. So sort of going with horses that we know are going to run 3,200. I know Gold Trip actually isn't one that has, but pretty much every other horse there has. So you sort of want to get those ones that are going to finish up higher up in the we actually know we're going to get there, rather than sort of hoping for the first 4. And if you want another bet, if you want to get really interesting, I do like to finish in the top 10. You can only get this on Betfair, but I don't mind the Stockman to run top 10. I think you get about $2.40 to run top 10. So I think it'll definitely, I don't think it's going to win, but I definitely think it should be up there in the field, especially if it's going to be wet as well. So Stockman in the top to finish top 10 at about $2.40.
Yep, I like that. I don't think it has the quality to win at all, but I think just the floor is really good there, especially in the wet weather. I think it's guaranteed to run solidly, but maybe not quite the class to finish at the top.
Exactly. So I'm thinking of throwing, 1,500 on that.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's had a big couple of weeks, so
No, it's a lie. That's a lie. That's
All right, before we sign off, a couple of things. The TikTok, get on board. We're going to post some.
yeah, the
tonight
boys are
and
going to get more
actually
involved, which is good to
get
see.
that more involved. Yep. Tom posted one with the Hasbulla. With
Yeah,
his
it did
tips
well.
on Saturday.
Did really
all
well.
right?
It was very good. It had lots of views.
Good man. And also Paddy Maloney, my mate Dan, who I went to school with, known for too long, honestly. He's a knobhead, but his brother is running in the cup for I think his third time on a mystery. So
go,
go Paddy. If Dover's
We'll
not
have
winning, I
something
hope
on.
it's a mystery. But
We'll have something on that for sure.
yeah,
Have something on.
it's out to
We'll have
41s now, so it is.
Yeah,
It's just because of the weather.
Yeah,
It's a good horse though.
Yeah, it's
I'll
got
give
gate
you-
3, so we'll see. And he had a good run in the Geelong Cup, wasn't it? So not
Yep.
with Paddy on board, but anyway, it's his favourite trainer. Or I think Maroney really wanted Paddy on it, was what Dan was telling me. So they got it done. I think weight was a bit of a problem because Paddy's like 55 or something usually, so he's must be. I don't know how they do it, to be honest, but
They just sweat it out. They're
They
freaks.
just sweat it out, like it's ridiculous. But yeah, 51.5. So what? It must be the second. Is it the second lightest or third lightest? One of them. So
Yeah.
who knows? See how he goes. Anything else, boys?
No,
Nothing.
Oh, good.
just no. That's it.
No.
Nah.
Cool. All right, we'll sign
Come
off.
back winners.
Good luck with
Looking forward to a
everything.
Zuma red
every
card
tip.
tonight.
Yes.
Sucks,
Take Scotty down from his pedestal. You'll start thinking World Cup bets too, boys, in a couple of weeks. That'll come quick too. So,
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week with how we went.
Who's
See y'all.